Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Jack with Stronghold Strength and Conditioning. And today I've got a quick 10-minute loaded shoulder mobility session for you. But before we get into it, make sure you take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future content like this. Every Thursday I'm putting out videos showing you how to resolve aches and pains, prevent injuries, and overall optimize your performance inside the gym and outside of it in your daily life and routine. And it doesn't get better than that. So take advantage of it. Ready? Let's go ahead and dive into this one. All right, for today's session, you will need a kettlebell or dumbbell. For guys, I recommend between the range of 25 to 35 pounds, and for ladies, I recommend between 10 to 15 pounds. Now the purpose is not to be a complete strength session. We want to use the weight to actually help load in these positions to help us get deeper into the stretches and range of motion. So keep that in mind, although you will build some stability as we're working those shoulders. All right guys, first we're gonna dive into a little thoracic extension here. So lay your bell or your dumbbell, your kettlebell on its belly, and you're gonna put those hands right up on top, rotate the elbows down toward the floor, and drop the chest to the floor. Now, if you feel like that's too easy with it on the side, you can actually stand it up and grip the side of the handles or even move to the top of the handles. Our goal is to feel the chest dropping to the floor and our scapula sliding on our upper back of rib cage down and back so that they're getting down and away from the neck and actually compressing together on the spinal column right in the middle there. Be sure you're focusing on nasal breathing only throughout this session here. We're gonna switch to thoracic rotation next. So what I want you to do is place your left leg out front, place that kettlebell in the left hand, and we're gonna rotate our right hand to the floor to start. Okay, so it's okay, we're gonna shift the hips back a little bit, rotate into that position, and as you get a little more comfortable, you can try and go a little bit deeper. So if the hand was easy, try and go to the forearm and elbow next. That would be our next position from there. The whole time we're keeping an eye on that bell as we rotate down and then coming back to that tall kneeling position here. We want to feel the scapula holding down and back. Make note of my hand positioning. I want the first knuckles pointed toward the ceiling, not my palm. My wrist should not be getting pulled back. So we have a nice neutral wrist here as we hold the bell, and each time we're rotating deeper and deeper into that position. Next, keeping the legs the same, switch the hand, and this is going to be the more challenging of the directions here. So the bell is in the right hand, our left leg is forward, and we're once again rotating to the hand first, touching the floor, and then seeing if we can drop the elbow inside the foot there as much as possible. Start slow. If it's just the hand today, that's perfectly good and well. Don't worry about how deep you're getting, just something to think about and work on as you gain more mobility here. Next, we're going to be switching so that right leg is out front, right hand has the bell again, and we're rotating again to face the leg this time to get started. Remember, touch the floor. If that's easy, go down to the forearm and see how deep you can actually lower yourself in that space between the legs there. Take your time, nice smooth movement. Reps don't really matter here. It's more about control in the position. Very good. Once again, switching hands here so the legs stay the same. My left hand is gonna have the bell. We're gonna rotate around, hand touches the floor, elbow drops to the floor. And even though we're working thoracic rotation here, it's important to understand that our thoracic spine influences our shoulder health quite a bit. So the better we're able to rotate, the better we're able to extend into that thoracic spine, the healthier and more stable our shoulders will be from the scapula. That is a big thing to take away here from this session. Next, we're going to transfer to a little straddle sit position here and give a little break to the single arm work. Grab the bell so it's upside down, or hold your dumbbell by each end here, and we're going to hang that bell back behind the head as deep as possible, letting the weight just pull our elbows up toward the ceiling, trying to keep those elbows in toward our ears. We don't want those elbows to flare wide in this at all. And this is a little halo work here. So we're going one direction, pause, let that hang back for a few seconds. It can even touch the spine back there. So if it's resting on your upper back, that's okay. Let it hang, let it pull, let those triceps get the shoulders in flexion, and then bring it back around front, grazing the hair, but trying to avoid moving your head out of the way. So really letting the shoulders do the work and not the head and the spinal column. All right, and the last position we're gonna work from today is an arm bar position. So grab that bell, get it in a pressed position with the same side leg bent. Reach the free arm up above so you can rest your head on it, and then with a bent knee, drop it over to the other side. So we're rotating our body to the side here and rotating toward the floor a bit with our hips and pelvis. Now what I want to do here with the arm reaching up toward the ceiling, we're going to start with some screwdrivers. So that's rotating into internal rotation as much as you're able to, and then rotating into external rotation as much as you're able to. You're going to feel that arm bouncing around a little bit. Try and keep your scapula hugging the spinal column on the upper back there. That's going to be your anchor and your stability in this position as you rotate. We want to be able to disassociate any movement from our glenohumeral joint, the ball and socket joint of our shoulder, from the scapula itself. Okay, now we're going to take it a little bit deeper, and this is just going to be a hold, but what I want you to do is see if you can flatten your pelvis to the floor. This is big thoracic rotation here, so if you can't quite get here, just keep your knee bent and stay in the previous position. But if you can rotate your pelvis to the floor, we want to be flexing those glutes, flexing those quads so that our pelvis is pinned to the ground here. And I'm just letting that weight open my chest as much as possible, letting it hang back, pull my scapula toward my spinal column, pull me into that rotation without rolling me over, and holding this position here. You can see there's some movement. I'm playing with the different range that I have there. I'm feeling where there's big stretches, and naturally it's just moving a little bit as well to build that stability. Okay, bring that knee bent, and we're gonna work our way back out, reversing it, bringing it back to the floor, and switching sides altogether to repeat both of those positions. So again, here we have the arm extending overhead. We have the bent knee touching the ground, helping keep us anchored so our pelvis is pulling us to the floor here. And I'm rotating in and out with screwdrivers in internal rotation of the shoulder and external rotation of the shoulder. This is a huge skill to be able to do, because a lot of times when we can't disassociate movement of the scapula from that glenohumeral joint, we end up with shoulder injuries and compensation injuries. So this is an awesome move to really help with that and keep you honest. Alright, in the last minute here, just flatten that pelvis to the floor once again, getting those hips driving into the floor with the glutes, keeping the quads tight, and allowing that weight to just pull your chest open, keeping your shoulder blade down and back in this position, making sure it's hugging the spinal column to stay stable. Alright, well done guys. Slowly work your way back out of it. Those shoulders should be feeling a lot more open and mobile at this point already. If you guys like this video, make sure you let me know by clicking that big thumbs up down below and take a moment to share it with a friend. If you have not already, be sure you take a moment to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future content like this. Every Thursday, I'm touching on mobility to help you resolve aches and pains, prevent injuries, and overall optimize your performance inside the gym and outside of it in your daily life and routine. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next week.